Something I realized many years ago that this meditation practice has a lot to do with rebelling against the status quo. And I don't mean rebelling against society or creating those kinds of disruptions or anger. And, frankly, because that Maya, that illusion is never going to change. What I mean is rebelling against the acceptance inside ourselves to live and to be stagnant and not to truly make the effort to go deep enough inside to tap creative energy that will enable us to truly live a creative life. The society is not going to provide that for us. It provides, God knows what it provides. It just provides structure and whatever. But truly saying that I need to overcome myself. I need to get past the resistance inside myself. I need to go deep enough to tap creative energy that will enable me to live a creative life, to transform even the most mundane things into something sacred. Because that's really what I mean by a creative life. I don't mean making billions of dollars and living in palaces and all that kind of stuff. I mean transforming the most sacred things, the most mundane things that we take for granted. We don't take them for granted anymore. They become sacred. We see them with a different pair of eyes, only because we have changed. We recognize God in tiny things, insignificant things, in things that we just often always take for granted. And yet those things are with us all the time. Every single one of them is sacred. And they become even more sacred as our inner life changes. As we really open deep enough inside to be able to tap the miracle of life. What is the miracle of life? God, infinite energy in the universe, spirit, whatever one wants to call it. That which goes beyond time and space, that which goes beyond all understanding, that which is truly sacred and is giving birth to everything that exists inside us and around us. So there's a lot of rebellion, but it's peaceful rebellion. It's loving rebellion. It's learning to truly understand that if we change inside, the society around us will change. And not because it actually changed, but we see it differently. Instead of being this monster that we have to deal with all the time, that we run away, it becomes, what is it teaching us that we need to know about ourselves that are going to truly help us to grow? Then it becomes sacred. It becomes something that is truly given to us as a gift, only because we're ready to receive it. And I think that this is an important element of this meditation that I teach, transforming the mundane into the sacred, transforming the things we hate in life into something sacred, finally recognizing that we can't change this ridiculous world we live in, but we can truly change ourselves. We can master the chaos in ourselves, the opinions we have, that whole energy thing that creates stagnation inside of people. And it's like, for the first time in one's life, you really take a breath. Breath has deep meaning. It's life. Every breath has profound meaning. Every breath is the I am. It's the power of life. And our work is to transform ourselves so we use the power of life, the power of breath, in a conscious way. I hope this is clear, to all of you. I've been working on Tantra number 36, and all of this came up. I said, I discovered Tantra is not this energy that evolves around sexuality. It's everything. It's the transformation it's the greatest form of alchemy the universe has ever known, because we transform everything into gold, into higher consciousness. Everything becomes sacred because we have opened deep enough in ourselves to see it that way. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? I hope this is clear to all of you. It's so clear to me. I mean, look, I've been a rebel all my life, since I'm, 12 years old. I rebelled against, and I finally realized, Stuart, the person you got to rebel against is yourself. You are the reason that life gets stagnant. You are the reason why things don't quite work. Why, and this, I realized this many years ago, and every day of my life, it gets clearer and clearer. And my heart gets more full of love, more full of joy, more full of openness, and less involved in all that emotional swampland that just, just chokes us to death. We drown. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
I have a technical question, Stuart.
Yes, Laura.
Previously you said that we could
You have to speak up, dear. I can't.
Okay, you hear me now?
Better, even a little better. I'm getting old and a little bit deaf here, so speak up.
Sorry to hear. As I was going to say, previously you talked about using the mind as a tool to go and open inside yourself, like what's that word? Surgical tool. And I was asking about yawning before, and you told I should keep it in the hara, but
Laura, you'll have to pardon me, but I can't. You speak up.
Can you use the yawning as a surgical tool too? Because when I yawn, for example, I feel the oxygen is opening all my chakras, and I feel like I'm having the universe coming to my hara. It's opening up, I'm getting filled with energy. So can I use it like a surgical tool, like the mind, to open up the chakras and going more
well, when I talk about the blocks in the mind, I talk about all the tension. I talk about all of the conflict, the thinking of the mind, which creates so much polarity and things in opposition to each other. If you take your attention, which is the basis of this meditation, and bring it into the hara right below the navel, you become a master of the mind, because you're using not the thinking process, the conflict and the polarity. You're taking the pure energy of mind. You're bringing it into the hara, and it becomes like a surgical instrument that will open the very core of your being. Then when you breathe there, the breath becomes the power of expanding the chakra.
That's what I feel about yawning too. I get what you mean, like using pure mental energy to open up and getting centered.
Bring the attention to the chakra below the navel, dear. You will open like you have never opened before in your life. I really mean that. That is the greatest use that we have of mind. People use mind to try to figure out logistically what this world is all about, and they mostly wind up in insane asylums, There's no answer there. But if you take that incredible energy, that power of mind, and bring it to the chakra right below the navel, focus it there. At first, it's not easy. You've got to train yourself to do this. And that will open the chakra. Then The second breath is you breathe into the chakra below the navel. The breath, the I am, the life you are taking in will expand the power, the strength, the foundation, the harmony, and the balance inside of you. That's the ultimate rebellion. Building that kind of system inside. And the mind, the breath, there are 4 tools in this. The mind, the breath, the need to do it is essential. And then the will to do it is essential. The will helps you overcome all the blocks and obstacles. The need is the hunger in you to become a child of God, to have a spiritual life. And then you are using the mind in an amazing way. And even if you have to use it in job and this and that to think rationally, that will never interfere with the fact that you have the capacity to bring all of that energy into the hara, into the 3rd chakra, the chakra right below the navel. I mean, this saved my life, learning this. I really mean it. First thing Rudy taught me was this, and it basically saved my life. I began to build a strength in myself I never knew I even had. And I was not afraid anymore to tap the creative part of Stuart, to really allow that to flow.
I appreciate hearing that. I know what you mean. It's a very beautiful journey.
Well,
and
that's the training that is being given here. To learn how to do this and then how to keep the heart open. All you need for the heart is gratitude. That's it. It's not complicated, all this stuff. Not easy to do, but it's not complicated. It's not easy to do because we're up against the one person all our life who has kept us from doing it, ourselves. Trying to get free of ourselves. And that can be fun. It doesn't have to be some deadly serious, religious practice where it can be fun. I mean, when I was around Rudy, it was fun all the time. We used to go to every Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. We did this, we did that. I mean, it was always, things that were, laughed. And does anyone else have a question you would like to ask?
Thank you for the answer, Stuart.
You're welcome, dear. Glad to see you back in classes. Thank you for coming.
Very devoted to open myself and tap into this energy. Thank you.
Anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? Okay, there will be a class Sunday. I will tell you all that Sunday in Europe and in Israel, I think the clocks change. So I think the class will be back to the regular time on Sunday, okay? So if people wind up coming late and coming this and that, just, change your clocks. Very simple procedure. Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you and God bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday. I'm telling you, every single one of you is so important in my life that your presence really forces me to work on myself and grow. And I have just infinite gratitude for that. And thanks. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. You're welcome.
Thank you.
My phone died.